Hello, thanks for watching my presentation. I'm Liang from National University of Singapore. Today, I would like to share our recent work entitled Techno-economic Analysis and Strategy of Electric Vehicle Charging Station Deployment in Singapore, which is authored by me, Yang Berk, Xin, Zhou Wang Yingxuan, Zhou and Yiran. The increasing adoption of electric vehicles or EVs triggers the need of deploying more EV charging stations. In this paper, we perform a techno-economic analysis of EV charging station deployment in Singapore and then develop a novel deployment strategy. In our analysis, a demographic study is firstly provided to estimate the EV penetration rate. The EV charger type is selected, and the charging demand analysis is then conducted. On this basis, a quantitative 10-year three-phase deployment strategy is then proposed. The cost estimation, benefits, and challenges of the strategies are discussed. The proposed analysis and strategies are demonstrated by a case study of a public housing car parks in Princeton, Singapore. The results indicate that the proposed strategy can tolerate the difference between the estimated EV penetration rates and their actual values, which has good flexibility to adjust deployment plans with updated information. The increasing adoption of plug-in EVs as a good alternative to conventional ICE vehicles has brought environmental benefits, such as the reduction of fossil fuel consumption and the resulting greenhouse emissions. The Singapore government has devised the Singapore Green Plan 2030, charting concrete targets for the next decade. Among these, one key target of the plan is to have cleaner energy vehicles as a part of the Energy Reset initiative. As a cost-effective transport, EV plays a vital role in replacing ICE vehicles in Singapore. Considering the benefits of EVs and the public support in Singapore, it is vital to perform a techno-economic analysis and develop strategies to deploy EV charging stations, in particular in the public housing car parks under HDB. However, it has not been well studied in the literature. Therefore, in this paper, we perform a novel techno-economic analysis of EV charging station deployment in Singapore. The contributions are twofold. First, the first one is on the techno-economic analysis. A demographic study is first provided as a basis to estimate the EV penetration rate. Then, the EV charger type is selected, and the charging demand analysis is done with reference to the demographic of the area. The second contribution is the deployment strategies. A quantitative 10-year three-phase deployment strategy is proposed. The first aspect is the demographic analysis of Queenstown. By our analysis, it can be concluded that there will be greater demand for parking spaces in Queenstown HDBs. From Table 1, we can see that the public buses, the MRT, and private cars are the main modes of the transportations in Queenstown. Many of the residents are working adults at relatively high income levels, whereas around 80% work outside of Queenstown. This indicates that there is a high potential for Queenstown residents to own a car. The acceptance of EVs is also increased through the government support. According to the policies and the Sustainable Development codes, the number of EVs will grow rapidly. In Singapore, there are three main types of charging systems, and the first two will be adopted as the national public charging standards. The popular EV models in the Singapore market is shown in Table 2. Here, the Table 3 shows the charging demand analysis of screen time. It can be estimated that a typical EV needs to be charged for around 10.8 minutes per day on average. And the table also lists the minimum number of EV chargers that are required for the given EV charging demands in the estate. We propose a novel deployment strategies. The strategies is elaborated as three-phase 10-year plan. In phase 1, 2 indoor EV chargers will be installed for each multi-story car park, while in phase 2, the strategy is to install 1 EV charger for each multi-story car park. And finally, in phase 3, the strategy is to install 1 EV chargers for half of the multi-story and open space car parks in Queenstown. This is the two figures shows the cost estimation of the proposed strategies, which are explained in detail in our paper. The benefits and challenges of the proposed strategies are also analyzed in the paper. This table shows the sensitivity analysis results. The reason for us to perform the sensitivity analysis is that the strategy is based on the estimated EV penetration rate. The rate is mainly affected by three factors. The first one is the fast development of battery technology, which enables EVs to last for a longer distance and thus encourage the more use of EVs. The second is the increasing fuel price, which discourage the use of ICE vehicles. And the third is the government subsidy and incentives. Hence, this table shows the results of the sensitivity analysis outcome. They reflect the changes of the minimum number of the required EV chargers in the percent of an EV penetration rate that differs from 20% of the estimated value. It is found that the impact in the first 5 years is not significant, whereas that from 2026 onwards, it's only slightly more significant. Conclusion. Deploying EV charging stations is an important issue in smart grid. In this paper, we perform a techno-economic analysis of EV charging station deployment in Singapore. The result shows that the proposed strategies can tolerate the differences between the estimated EV penetration rates and the actual values, which has good flexibility to adjust deployment plans with updated information. That's all. Thanks for watching my presentation. See you.